I won first, and it took a while. They pretty much got me like whatever game I play, pretty much not allowing me to process to the matches or rankings, and I did well the first time ever. It's a long. They have me like 10 maybe for a while in gaming, and um, I hadn't like processed to the next rankings or be in the top ranks because of matchmaking and the players type of players that using devices now. That I don't think the gaming doesn't doesn't like they're doing like updates on their um their updates so that they don't like mess with process of campaign or something online, and they should do most all of it now because and even have something like this probably will like detect if they're using like cheating so that they don't win in online matches because like I know that a fact that they could connect to you on online when you play, that they could connect to you, and there's no way of like I know it exists detecting so that maybe on console perhaps it would be like the first time ever if they put that like similar to how Call of Duty Mobile does, where they detect cheaters or I don't know, and then maybe perhaps it will be in the next system, I guess, or they never will. I don't know for PS6 or the next Xbox because the Xbox has better system and it has like online and better like online system. You can report. It's not an ordinary console, so that you can report the report so that they don't cheat or get you to lose a bunch of times because I know that I see the same problem where they're saying they could get into the console with the cheats and connect to you online matches always all the time, and I don't know how they could change accounts. I don't know, but if they put that like a device detect or something on the console, and maybe um they don't bother you or something when you play online matches or you play online rankings, and then that probably be the first time ever because like PlayStation hasn't like input like any online um rankings online or like broadcast where you switch games that you could play and stuff, but they focusing on single player because they had a chance with multiplayer, an open war, a co-op, and they put that no return for the Last of Us Part 2 remaster. They could put co-op so that they could play that mode like how Uncharted was. But single player, I'm with playing single player. That multiplayer is good, but I kind of see like that's why like in Xbox they have first time ever switching games that you could play while live streaming, and I didn't know they did. I didn't know they think about the players in some way, and they have a good. It's like PC is good. It's no lags. Where in eFootball that I play in PlayStation has some lags that the other opponent knows because been using devices where they could cheat, they could lag your game, they could froze your online when you play that you have good online connection, and but it gets bad when you play a certain player that scored 3 bars, 4 bars, or sometimes 4 or 5 bars could cheat, or 3 bars, and then you lose. And that's why I think they should detect so that they don't show like any like when they post a video or something about like cheaters knows how to get in, like see you play or connect to you or ban you. And I think they should put like similar to how Call of Duty Mobile does, or detect cheaters, or like a PC thing, like anti-cheat program. I don't know, and that they could put that in the console in the next update, or maybe they will put in. Who knows if they will put it in the next console, so that there's like protection and have the same features like from the PS5 is good, like gaming and stuff. And but they should kind of listen PlayStation so that you could play online streaming playing on and switch games and don't have to quit the broadcast so that you don't play again. And even the so that the cheaters doesn't like, and then the devices that they get from when they lags, they cheat, or they win always somehow, they know how to control the game some way. Some don't understand completely like how they're able to win in every game, like every game all the time, and that's kind of cheating. And like I feel like they should just now detect like if they're using a cheat program, I know, testing in the console so that it could detect automatically, and then it's done. I don't know, the Xbox has like its PC, you can report. And I like the Xbox. That's why like it's good. You switch consoles, you switch games to play because you want to play streaming or stream it, and don't have like no restriction on it, or they don't kind of care or some way. And that's the few things that I say. And that I went first place in the game. I went first place. I know the type of players they kind of. And that's why I finally they got first place. They like, and that's good. And then I like The Last of Us is single player because it's single player. Maybe they no one explain, so I'm going to say it that it's single player because there's just players that wants to play, don't want to get followed around. So that's why playing single. But I tested out the other soccer game, anime, Captain Tsura, and it didn't do well with rankings. They keep losing. So it's affecting as those players are still falling. So it's like once you're out because they think that they own the platform, I think, but they don't. It's for everyone. So it's that type of players where maybe it should get like a cheat anti-detect some way so that or whatever, so that they don't bother online. Like in eFootball and Xbox is better because the online is good and no cheats, no lags, no anything. It has better system because Xbox is not made by like a different sources, but it's made by like it's good at Xbox, and that's why it has a good system. It's like PC. Like The Last of Us, they single player. They have multiplayer is good. I understand they want multiplayer, but I'm not like part of it. I just prefer single. I play multiplayer, but if there's players that does like unknown things that they're doing to the players when they're playing The Last of Us multiplayer, and they do toxic plays or some way or troll or whatever, like I said, I recommend those things that I'm saying, or stay in single player because it has 10 hours. That's why like The Last of Us Part 2, and even they're releasing a update. They have the no return. It's good, and I see why does feel like it should be like multiplayer or should be released, but like everyone, it's like how the Dark Zone was. Like everyone could play. It's just only your if you want to play it or not. But there will be like players that behave like that or unknown plays for no reason. Like I think they should detect like automatically in the game system, so that they remove the player if they start doing toxic plays. I don't know, or even like that's why like The Walking Dead, Clementine, and The Last of Us is both games good. And even the Batman Arkham Knight 3 games is good for the play, and then it's good. And then like but like the players are, like I say, is kind of clever some way to cheat some way, or some that they play and then they think you're they're somehow winning somehow. Yeah, but that's how it is. So those players that I'm seeing, that's why I play on the channel and upload, so that to see that everyone can see that they could cheat and they still are around. So yeah, and it doesn't bother me. Yeah, maybe it does, but I play single player. That's the reason why it was 10 hours, but it took Last of Us Part 2 to release. That wasn't like some sponsor at all. I just kind of know that it would be single player 10 hours, and it does feel like it was like an open war or open. They did their own no return. It was like they could have been for like a live service or a multiplayer, so that they could play, or shooting game, or like type of similar to like the Division some way. But I see why perhaps The Last of Us Part 2 multiplayer faction will have done well, but they decided to cancel it. But who knows, it will return. But like single player, there's Ellie and the main character, and has the no return, and that it does feel good. But like I said, Division 2 has like so much featuring, so much pack, because now they know this. That's why they put so much updates on that game. But there still exists with the player that does those unknown plays that they're doing, or on behavior some way. And that's why Resurgent comes in. But they were like wasn't listening, and now they are. They're listening. Division Resurgent with private server that I saw, and it's a private server, and it's not for like, it's, you know, if it's a certain player that does follow around all the time or on behavior reason, that's the reason why they notice, and they don't want, they don't want to infect in their games a lot. I see why they decided to put some updates now, and maybe follow up with Call of Duty anti-cheat, or get help maybe to improve the console in some way. If they want to do that, that's if they do that. And so players, if those cheat players trying to use devices, lags or chrono or whatever that the Call of Duty knows about, and then the console would detect, you just kick them out for no reason for every game, or block them some way. You just block them in the PlayStation menu, and then they never play with you again. And then if they're trying to change or use a whatever to do to their location some way, they'll not be able to play with you ever again. That's why. And I want to show the Division Resurgent when it first came out. That I play Division Resurgent. Those players, they exist. I just test. I do enjoy the game, and it has a private server, but I don't know if they will allow it, because I think they do, because I see when the early access, they allow players to play early access and not be too restricted. They still give the other, like, if they're like sponsor or some way, to still play it, but it doesn't matter, the unfairness, whatever is okay, because the early access that you're able to play, I will show like Division Resurgence that I play. I don't like usually show gameplay of it, but I played Division Resurgence, and it has, there's a reason why it comes out. The players, I think those players doesn't know that you could play Division Resurgence like I play it. I know they're going to try to improve so that they don't allow others to play it early access some way. While it was in mobile, and I will like show I'll show the gameplay of Resurgence. Like, there's a reason why it's better. Or did they decided to put like open war, or you're trying to talk about the game, and you talk about the crossing the bridge or somewhere. That better. They always were better, the gameplay, and that's why Call of Duty did the Warzone multiplayer for a reason. I will show that they can. I don't think they will. It was just that I see, but it's not like how Resident Evil was, where I used to like make updates and talk about the game, and like if it sure has like multiplayer, or it sure has like that they should play, or have like a backtracking so that players could play backtracking, and not be restricted, so that players could play like similar to Silent Hill, like how Silent Hill has this and not Resident Evil. The only game has was Resident Evil 0 backtracking. I think Resident Evil Village also have backtracking, but they used to be more like more into it, like how it was in the Resident Evil 3 original. Like, this is it. This is the play that I play. The Division. It does has private server. Let's talk about the first wave. Let's talk about the first wave now that I haven't wanted. Like this players, it doesn't affect, it doesn't affect the game. Division Resurgence, but they should have like a private server only, not to cheat, but to play only. If you want to stream it or play it and not be restricted in some way, and just to play normally or play with your buddies, and like a private server to not get bothered. Or if they do those type on unknown plays, I'm saying that'd be good. This is the Division Resurgence, and it's like almost close to the original Division, the story about the first wave, that we never had it, but they always talk about logs and talk about um, information about the Division First Wave agents and how it was and stuff and not like I say like the Division focusing on multiplayer, but it was a single player would have compete against The Last of Us, I believe in, but they decided to do multiplayer, but now they put first wave agents like symptomatic. You know, if it was, I could imagine if it was story only, similar to The Last of Us style, single player, focusing only on the player, and even focusing on the player. But this does focusing on the player difficulty and hardness. This is that they listen to updates and they put the difficulty not too hard anymore. It should stay more difficult so the player could like grind and get their gear, you know, and then play in that mission when they got all the gear up, like how it should be, like how I think the most difficult is Stolen Signal from Division One, where the guy was in the show or something, but he used like electricity in the field, and you have to help the one AI that is like that was trapped, and you have to save him. Or the big guy with the who's big, the heavy, take down the computer character that you're trying to save. So yeah, it's very difficult, and then you have to use like your shield um to withstand the machine gun from Stolen Signal. Yeah, and that's how it is in the Division One, and resurging is difficult. You know, to have it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter if the computer of that you playing in the dark zone, but if the player just keep bottling, like it should be harder. You know, but I don't think they make it harder. They make it easy, and it's okay. You play the dark zone for a reason, but I think like you get trolled by a lot, and that's why in this that they're not explaining that there is a private server that I saw. I didn't know if they were allowing to allow players playing like how like Fortnite does with their I don't know private server thing with your buddies, or I don't know if they allow them to play battle royale with their buddies only and not like to not get trolled by or some way, you know, like that type of treatment or some way, and like there's a private server in here that exists, and then I could imagine if I play no if this was a private server in Resurgent and they allow it, and you enter, and you be on a different server, but you play, and you still do your same mission, your same gears that you're getting, and you go to the dark zone, and you either like play with your buddies and just grind, and that's it, like a PvE only type of way, and and that's good. And then you go, and then you get the choice if you choose PvP, and then you face those players, and you have to accept if the players does that stuff and only. But if they don't, if they just follow you around all the time, and you just want to play, then it has to be private server, right? So that's why I feel like The Last of Us single player came out, and you play 10 hours and it has no return, and those players like trying to make comments or some way to get the multiplayer, but not do what they're doing secretly that they do in a multiplayer that they do. That's why like this you play it private, you know, you playing, you're doing your gear, no like restriction, doesn't bother, doesn't hurt the resurgent. You just play and you want to do the story, you want to get gear, you want to get score. You don't want the other player to be like in the screen that's showing. Like you just play, that's it, and only you still have an option. You know, they could join another like it normally does, and then have others around, and do gear fighting in PvP and go rogue and stuff and go troll or camp in the dark zone that they usually do in the safe rooms, camp or whatever they do when they play that I know, and how they do their normal plays. That's what it's called, normal plays that they do. And yeah, and like it doesn't bother. It's good, and I'm just saying some few recommendings of stuff, and like that's why you don't want to get told by another player for no reason, but it does feel like they want you out of the game. It does feel like that type of way, like if they want you out of the game because for no reason. It does feel that way. I think recommend like detect cheat end time or some behavior you report, and then automatically it just kick out the player, or maybe not kick him out, but really kick him out from connected to you when you, or trying to connect to you when you play matches, and it won't do that anymore. It pretty much is kicked out, and that probably be the end of the thing, I think, or if I say those things, because like how Xbox kind of like did the switching stream, play. It has like you can switch games, you play, and like kind of think ahead, and like it has a better system. And like PlayStation does have like finally have a security thing some way, but if they do those stuff, like players pretty much will get kicked out, and they will, or maybe not kicked but block them. You're still gonna lose if you meet the player online, but if you block them, you they will not play with you anymore, will not bother you or some way, or and that's why that's the reason why you play single player in uh Last of Us Part Two single player, and now they see that you don't. I'm not. I think they're still going to receive multiplayer, but like I said, I stay in single player or PvE. I still play PvP, but I don't like to like get cheat on some way when you play a lot and somehow you keep on losing, but you do win, but all the time you lose, and you feel like what's going on, like how they win. And I heard that maybe they win because they're cheaters or some way, or they know how. And I don't know if then single player you see you got The Last of Us remaster part 2 um single player. Now you get another online type of thing, kind of a PvP rounds, or how many rounds that you could go up and win, like how Division first used to have, where how many rounds you could last, and they put that for the PvE players. I don't know if they do care, but because if they don't care, how come they put a harder difficulty and the smartness some way, and the story that they're now bringing in the Division Agent first wave, and now they put like cap that one place that you went to the camp, and then you get round 50, round 100, and then now they're putting like that same thing in Division 2. Yeah, they really are focusing on the PvE players. I think the PvE players exist because like they kind of play hard difficulty, and that's why, or they kind of know that the multiplayer does like it doesn't matter in PvP Dark Zone, you could betray and whatever they choose. That's how the Dark Zone is, going rogue and stuff. Uh, this is the gameplay of Division Resurgence. that was the beta. Um, they have like early access. You still play it. You still play early access. You still play There's like rogue agents from Division 2. There's like timeline on this. Timeline that what's going on. Like if it was single player, the perhaps Division 3 perhaps will have like ground. Perhaps they will have like hunters. Perhaps they will have like hunters coming for you as a single player. Difficulty harder. Stay in the safe rooms because the hunters can enter, or they do follow you around. The hunters, and they used to stay in the safe rooms. Oh, but like The Last of Us Part 2 has like they focus on multiplayer. Not they still have the multiplayer exist. The only one left since Uncharted got canceled, and then they bring back the original Uncharted 1, 2. Oh, the melees where there's melees and stuff. Or Uncharted 1 and 2, you just how it was. Uncharted 1 and 2 enhanced graphics that was like remastered some way, and that's why it was good. Uncharted 1 and 2, they're both good. Uncharted 1 and 2. But I think Uncharted 2 was the most because it was single player. You do, but I think they should fix like if they ever bring back the multiplayer Uncharted, they should be aware of not like have cheats of the throwing the grenades and somehow landing on you so quickly, like cheating. That type of way should be removed, and even the glitches, like they could enter the map and stuff. Like that's the reason why I say this should be removed. Some stuff and better play. Like that's why in Call of Duty Mobile, you're able to win now. You're able to win. It's still hard, but you're able to win in Call of Duty Mobile and be first because like how like Call of Duty Warzone, how you keep losing, and you don't process anything. Like doesn't care. Like how you gonna process if you allow the player to win? Oh, matches will not be so control and not win matches and just keep losing all the time. I see why they laugh for a reason. Or or the Division Resurgent will like Division 3 will come. I really hope like just a different name spin-off. Bio perhaps will be the origins of the first wave agents. I could see like how Last of Us Part 2 won an award with graphics and enhancement and stuff, and the dialogue. Like the Division, it tells the story of Eric Keener of the first wave and how it was, and how like there was like cutscenes, there was like cinematic, there was like perhaps will have won an award maybe. Because maybe the hunter would be difficult and stuff, but they didn't went to that direction. So like The Last of Us, understand even The Walking Dead, Clementine still around, even the Batman, and even Spider-Man. But I don't know if they kind of listen, if there will be like perhaps an expanded bigger map for Spider-Man 2. I hadn't seen any DLC, any updates, but like I see only Batman, Suicide Squad, and Last of Us and The Walking Dead, Clementine. There's only threes that I think I know.